So, hello everyone, I'm Chandan from NIPO Helpdesk, and today we will be discussing about the current state of survey metrics in Nfield Online. And in this session, we will focus on how survey performance is measured, how issues are identified, and how we can optimize the survey using the metrics. Okay, so let's start with the agenda. Okay, so here we'll cover today the overview of survey performance, and then we will go through the introduction of survey metrics. We will see how we can use it and what it means. Okay, and then we will go through the key types of survey performance metrics in our Nfield Manager. Okay, and then we will also understand the AUP guidelines and look at the warnings and updated thresholds which are currently present. And then we will discuss about some best practices. Okay, so let's start with the overview of survey performance metrics. So survey performance metrics, this is about how efficiently a survey runs and how smooth the experience for the respondent is. Okay, because they are taking our survey, so if it's not running smooth, they will have a bad experience. So considering that, and we have to keep our survey very smooth so that user should not exit our survey, and our field work runs smoothly. Okay, so an important point to highlight is that Nfields, as it's runs on a shared system resource. Like we have the domain for different clients. So you are running most of the surveys on your domains. Okay, so this means if one survey consumes too many resources, then it does not affect that particular survey, but it will also affect the other surveys present there. Okay, so that is why it becomes important that you should check your survey that it's following all the guidelines or best practices which can help to run your survey smooth and do not put or do not utilize more resources so that other surveys can run smoothly. Okay. So now when surveys have complex logic or any heavy processing, it can lead to slow page loads. Then also our respondents or our user, they will have poor experience. Then there will be more drop-offs, or even the interviews can get terminated. So we have to make sure it doesn't happen. Okay, then to prevent this, Nfield uses for monitoring purpose, it uses uh, metrics to monitor performance and identify the problematic path within the survey so that we can rectify it and we can run our survey smooth. So overall survey performance metrics helps ensure efficient execution and smooth respondent experience. So that is why it is very important to know about the survey metrics so that we can run our survey very smooth. Okay. Let's move to next slide, which is about the introduction to survey metrics. Okay, so here we'll understand that what is the survey metrics in Nfield Manager. So survey metrics, it plays a critical role throughout the entire survey life cycle. They measure the technical performance of a survey and help us understand how efficiently uh, it is running. Okay, and for example, if we see if our survey is running and respondent start facing slowness, so uh, we want to know what's happening at the back end, right? So if we, before going to the fieldwork, if we check our survey using the survey metrics, we will be able to rectify those issues so that in the fieldwork it doesn't happen and survey runs smoothly. So survey metrics help identify the inefficient logic, heavy processing, and it also helps to know about the sections of the script that are causing the delays. Okay, and metrics which are generated during the testing when we preview the survey, and it is also, I mean, during the fieldwork also we can see the survey metrics when respondents are actually taking the surveys. So there are two different ways where we can check the survey metrics. Okay, and uh, this gives us insight into how our system resources are being utilized. Okay, so accordingly we can, if it's running smooth, then it's fine. If it is utilizing more resources, then we can rectify or check our survey what the issue is using the survey metrics logs, and we can rectify that so we can go back to the fieldwork smoothly. Okay, so ultimately metrics allow us to detect the issues, or if we follow it properly, we can detect the issues early and ensure that surveys remain stable and reliable, so that uh, user experience is not harmed. Okay. Okay, then let's see when our metrics are used. So our metrics, survey metrics are used at different stages to ensure performance uh, is optimized before and during the fieldwork. So as I mentioned, before the fieldwork, you can check the um, test links. You might have noticed that we get when we start running a preview link, we get an option pop-up. When you click it, okay, it opens a metrics window, and then we can check our test link. Accordingly, it keep updating that metrics window. So during the testing, we can use the survey metrics to identify uh, which part or which section of the script is having issue, and then we can rectify it. So we have uh, that option before which we can utilize to rectify and uh, uh, correct our script before going to fieldwork. So this helps us catch performance issues early. Okay, then once the survey is live or it's in the fieldwork, uh, then metrics are continuously monitored during the fieldwork to track a real-time performance, and then it will keep updating as soon as it identifies any issues, it will highlight it. So if you keep monitoring that, you will come to know that there is an issue in a survey, and only active or only running surveys are considered for the uh, our performance monitoring, okay, or metrics monitoring. And if user, or typically the analysis focus on the recent interviews usually from the past week, I mean, from last 7 days, or as soon as you update your questionnaire, the latest questionnaire will be considered for metrics monitoring. Okay. Also, it's important to note that the metrics are generated only when the respondent actually moves through the survey. That's what called the, I mean, they started the survey, they keep proceeding, and accordingly it gets updated. Okay. So within the survey interview flow, if at some point some expensive commands get executed or anything happens, it will be highlighted in the server performance part. Okay. All right. So this is where how we can use the server metrics. So let's see. We'll have a demo. Let's show you where we can see it. Suppose this. In your survey, you have a monitor tab, or just open it in the monitor fieldwork. Here in the performance, you get the survey performance page, where you can see a different types of metrics, that is page complexity. We will discuss about it within the session as we move forward. So these are the different types of metrics which get as soon I mean, as the respondent progresses with the link, it gets updated as soon as the fieldwork starts. Okay, here you can see it's last 7 days is mentioned. So as we discussed, I mean, it will show the record of last 7 days, or if you have updated the questionnaire within the setup survey, so it will consider that one. Then we get an option to download the log. So we can download the log and monitor which part or where the issue is. Accordingly, we can update the script. Okay. And then there is one more option. So you can review it from here. If you run it, you can see this interview matrix diagnostic. Get started. You can click the link. Link will start running, and or you also have an option which is a debug mode. We are working on it, but you can use it with the test link for now. In future, we will update it. There will be a button here so that you can use the debug mode to view the survey metrics. For now, you can just copy the test link, paste it here. After the nfieldmr.com/ there was interviews, so you can just change it to debug interviews and run it. So now if you see the metrics page, it opens side by side along with the test link. So as soon as you proceed with this, it will start here, and here you get option to see the debug things, or if you want to see the metrics only, you can see the metrics related things, page complexity, state size, everything. And for now, I mean, the default setting is this descending. You get option to change it. Okay. So this is another way where you can use which you can use to check the metrics for your link. And using this method, I mean, before going to the fieldwork, you can just check it with your test link and identify where the issue is, then modify your script so that you can go in fieldwork with the correct script. Okay. Now we will see the types of metrics. So there are basically four core types of survey metrics. So these are the page complexity, which actually monitors the from moving the backend process from moving from one page to another page, whatever the script getting run at the backend. So it will just monitor that uh, how many, I mean, loops are running, everything, and it will just increase the value accordingly. Then we have expression complexity evaluation tracking. So if you have any calculation placed in the script, or you are running any conditions, so it just monitor those and it check about the complexity of that particular expression if it is putting load on your survey, and evaluating that it will have some values we will see later when we proceed. Then interview state size. So this is also get increased as soon as we move with the survey. Then expensive command execution tracking. So if you're running any expensive commands like strat or uh, a list field or anything, so if it will just monitor those, and if any issues, it will just keep on increasing the value for it. Okay, so I mean, all these four types together, they give us an uh, use give us a complete picture of how the survey is performing, and help us identify specific areas in the survey that need to be optimized. And then we can go to the fieldwork with a correct script to have a smooth fieldwork. Okay, so let's uh, discuss this four types of metrics separately. So the page complexity. The page complexity measures the amount of work the system has to do before displaying the page. If you're having a blogs or anything, so specifically it counts uh, how many blocks or instructions are executed before a page is loaded or it is shown. And if the value is high, it usually means that the navigation logic is too complex, and it is taking more resources before displaying the page. And this is because it increases the CPU usage. It slows down the page transitions. I mean, uh, that is why it is getting loaded slowly, which directly impacts the respondent experience. Okay, so the goal here is to simplify the survey flow and reduce the unnecessary processing before each page, so that uh, each page get loaded smoothly and fastly without impacting the user experience. Okay, so that is all about the page complexity. Then we will see the expression complexity, which focus on the logic, as I mentioned. So uh, the logic that is executed between the questions that is being monitored within this type of uh, survey matrix, and it measures how many commands or expressions are evaluated before a page is loaded or it is shown to the respondent. When expression complexity is high, if it is taking more time, it can slow down the page rendering and make the survey less responsive. So because of that, it's bad user experience. So we should check our script thoroughly, that how complex we are making it, and if it's if it follows the guidelines, if it is not going beyond the expression complexity limits, then our survey will run smoothly and pages will load smoothly. Okay, so this typically happens when there are too many conditions, like if you are placing any calculation or you are having any nested logics. So because of that, the expressions uh, complexity are measured, and that will impact the flow of these survey, and we should monitor those. And to improve this, we should simplify the expressions, I mean the conditions or calculations which we have put in this script. That should not be more complex. If we monitor the metrics and in the log it's showing about expression complexity on particular section, so we should go and rectify that, make it less complex, and re-upload the script so that we can move smoothly with the field work. Okay, let's move to the next one, that is interview state size. So this one, I mean, in interview state size, it basically measures how much data is stored during the survey. Okay, so uh, if you are capturing, so I mean, if you are punching so many dummy questions at the back end, or uh, there are more data being stored, so at that moment this matrix will get its value increased. So we have to monitor it during the fieldwork, and after each question the system saves some current state of the interview. So as if you look at the survey matrix when you are running in test mode or debug mode, so it will get increased as we proceed with the test link. So after each question, it will generate a new value, and it will be the increased value. Okay. So if this stored data becomes too large, it slows down the processing. Okay, and it will impact the saving of the data. Then loading operations like loading of the next page, that also get impacted. Okay, so this can affect overall performance and increase the response time of the survey. So we have to carefully check this matrix as well, and that is why it's important to manage variables carefully and avoid storing unnecessary data within our survey. And we have to write our script in such a way that it should not store unnecessary data or repeated questions. Okay, because when we script at that time, we create so many dummy questions, and sometimes there are unnecessary dummy questions as well. So we should avoid those things. Okay. Now the next one is expensive command count. So the expensive commands are operations that involves external interaction, like uh, monitoring the quota for that, I mean, such as database calls, okay, and external systems. So the two expensive commands that we have is stret and get list fill. Okay, so if you notice, there was one request command as well earlier, but that is no longer included in the expensive command list now. Okay, so these commands are resource intensive and can significantly impact the performance, especially if used frequently in single execution path. So if uh, you're calling it again and I mean in a if it becomes an infinite loop and this command is placed within that, so it will impact the survey. I mean that particular interview, it might get stopped as well if it becomes the if it reaches the critical level. Okay, so that is why it is important to note that it's not about, I mean, how many commands exist in the script overall, but how many are executed in this single path while running. I mean, if it's in the repetition, so it will be called multiple times frequently, and that can impact the flow of the survey. So we should always aim to minimize these commands and optimize their passage within our script. Okay, and we should recheck our script always that it is not placed under any repetition or any infinite loop, and it is not repeated multiple times within the survey. Okay, so that was our fourth uh, metrics. Now we'll have a demo where we can see, I mean, how, what are these different metrics, how it is shown. Okay, I'll just run through the demo. Just a second. Okay, it was already running. So I have created some surveys. First, we will see the page complex one. Okay. Let's publish it. Disorder publish. Copy the live link. Start this one. Before this, let's check for now what is the what these values are shown in the page complexity. For now, it is green. There is nothing highlighted as a warning or critical thing. Let's proceed with the survey. The survey is completed. Let's refresh it. Okay. So for this survey, I didn't selected the option which will trigger the page complexity. I'll just rerun it. Now, if you see, it took some time to load, few seconds. Okay, let's just complete it and notice what is being shown in the survey performance. For now, also it is green, just because we have, and just open the script and show you. We have repeated this loop here 150,000 times. I'll just increase it. Now you can see how it will impact the survey. Upload the script. See, it's still loading. Move to fieldwork, performance. Now you should see it is highlighted as yellow, which shows that it's a warning. And if it becomes a red, then it will be the critical condition, and we will have to recheck our script. For to review it more properly, you can download the log from here. Just open it. Now, in the log file, it's a CSV file. You can see this columns: timestamp, tracking ID, metric name, metric value, runtime ID, blocking, interview type. Okay, so in the timestamp, it will show the survey timing, which it is triggered. Then this is the tracking ID, which you can use to track the survey details in the sample. Okay, then which metric got triggered? So it was page complexity, which was it, and the value is 7,50,000. Okay, so it is too much, and it qualifies. I mean, this we will see later. Then what is the limit for the for triggering this warning or critical, or it is low? So we'll see those values later. Then which question? So it was just before the loading this Q3 question. Did we blocked anything? So it was false, nothing. Interview type, it was a live interview. Okay. So this is how the log highlights which matrix is having issue. And as you now know that it was just before this Q3, so you can go and rectify it and re-upload the script. So we have a repeat of this huge number, that's why it got impacted. If we just reduce it and re-upload the script, it will be back to normal. Okay. If we increase it more, I mean 5 lakh something, then it will be considered within the critical. There's a limit given for that, and then it will the matrix which is currently orange yellow, it will change to red, highlighting that there was a critical interview. Okay. So let's see the demo for another one. That is expensive command. Upload the script for this. See this warning. Okay, let's first review it. I'm sure you can with the debug mode. Okay, this is the start of the interview. See, this was this interview got stopped by the system, and it shows this warning. Please contact the survey administrator for more information. And here within the matrix, if you see at the start, the page complexity was less, state size was less, and expression here at the end, the expression complexity that was hit, and because of that it got stopped by the system. And if you see the warning, the red highlighted, that is, if it's red, which means that it's a critical warning. Okay, and we should immediately check the script. If it is just not, uh, warning in yellow or orange, so that means that it is not that much critical. But yes, we should visit our script. If it can be rectified, we should rectify that. But this condition is critical, and we have to rectify the script because it is highlighted in red. Okay, and if you see the expensive command count, it is showing as 1,000, which is beyond, over the limit. We will see the limit for this one as well. And here, if you see it in debug mode, it will show why it happened, because it was running the same thing multiple times, which triggered the expensive command. And in the script, I have just actually used the strat command, and there was a jump to it, which was infinite. And because of that, this got hit, this got triggered. Okay. So as we have mentioned, that the expensive commands like the strat or get lfq, that should not be within the huge list repeat loops, or in the infinite loops, because this matrix get triggers and it can stop the survey. And as the survey, we can see what is highlighted in the server performance. Oh, sorry, it was a test link, so it will not impact here. Let's just publish it. Take a live link. I'll just give a IT. For now, not click the start fieldwork. Okay. Stopped by the system. So page complexity, it was not triggered. Expression complexity, even the interview state was not triggered, but it was just because of expensive command count. That is why this one, and if you see it is not yellow, it is in red, so which means there's a critical issue in this script. And if we see this in the sample and annotation, our respondent key we have given as TST1 to 3, it is marked as dropped out, and the status is response code is 108. So because it was stopped by the system, we are getting this 108. And looking at this, if we rectify the script and re-upload it, so at that time, I mean, we can use this respondent key again. For now, if you try to retake this link, it will not run until we upload the correct script. Okay, so let's first see how or what is being shown in the log. Let's see. Okay, this time you see the matrix name given as expensive command, matrix value, it was 1000, runtime ID, question ID before which it was called, so it was Q21. And now if you see, blocking is true because we stopped the survey, the interview. So as the survey was blocked, it was stopped, so now it becomes true. It was a live link, so we can just correct this script, re-upload it, and then we will be able to reuse that interview. So I'll just open it. If you see, there's this go to, it was jumping back, and that is why while uploading you might have noticed that it was showing a warning that jump to back question. So we should monitor those warnings as well, because there are, if we monitor those warning, correct our script at that time only. So especially this jumps which are going back to previous question. So if you monitor those, if it is not impacting any expensive commands or any large loops, so in that way we can rectify the script before going to the fieldwork, and uh, this I mean, we will not impact the fieldwork and interviews will not be stopped. Okay, so if you just simply comment this line, save it, re-upload. See, this using excessive resources are being marked. If you go back at your survey list, there also for the particular survey, it will show this red mark. Here also you will get a warning. Survey was flagged for consuming excessive resources. And if you click on check, it will go to the survey performance page. For now, it dismisses because we have already checked it. Okay. Save the questionnaire. Republish it. That warning for using excessive resources that got removed from here. Okay. So if you are using the excessive resources of your within your survey, so that warning is shown, and there it will be shown in two different colors. First one is purple. If it's just a warning, I mean, not in a critical condition, it is not stopped, any interview is not stopped, then it will be in purple color. But if it is shown in red, which means that this is there was interview stopped by the system, the situation was critical. Okay. There are two different colors of showing that warning message. Now, as this was marked as dropped out, if we retake it, let me copy the live link. It's 1, 2, 3. This was the question where it got stopped. Now it allows to sit. See, it got changed to successful. So this is how this server performance metric is helpful. You can rectify our issues within the script and move with a smooth field work. Okay. Then I'll show you one more demo for into state.
Maybe we should skip this demo to make sure that we stay within an hour.
Okay, yeah. So basically in this one, it will be shown how the other two metrics, or this one, interest rate size, that is got triggered, and this expression complexity, because I have placed some difficult calculations within the script, which will trigger that expression complexity. And this one, interest rate, because it will loop through that complex expression. So because of that, this state size will increase, and this will also get triggered. So this is how the metrics, server performance metrics, if we monitor it properly, it will help us to rectify the issues within our script and move smoothly in the fieldwork. Okay, so let's move to the next one, that is NIPO AUP guidelines. So in the AUP guidelines, I mean, if we follow it properly, we have highlighted some things in the AUPs, which is acceptable use policy of NIPO. So if we, I mean, the things are defines, I mean, the rules are defined, and the limits for how surveys should be used. Survey should use the system resources, that is defined. Then AUP also sets the threshold for different metrics, and which ensures that the survey do not consume excessive resources. So if you go through it properly, if you follow that, so we can save our resources. Then by studying all those things in the AOP, the goal basically is to prevent the inefficient scripting. I mean, to prepare a proper script which runs the service smoothly, and it also helps to maintain a stable and scalable environment for all the users uh, by not impacting other service. So essentially, AOP defines the limits and metrics which help us stay within those limits and do not impact our own survey and even the other survey, because as I mentioned earlier, that NIPO is using these shared resources. Okay, then there are several warnings and actions which during the demo we also have seen it. So when server metrics exceeds the thresholds which are defined by AUP or our documents, so the system generates a warning that we have already seen. The green indicates the normal performance. The yellow, which was highlighted when we hit the warning threshold. So that was for warning level, and the uh, red, the dark red, that was for the critical, that indicates the critical level, and that we have already seen in the demo. When the survey was stopped, it was fallen into that critical level. Okay, and at the critical level, the system, as we have already seen, that it stops the survey directly. Okay, and these warnings are most important because they help us quickly identify and fix performance issues, and before they affect uh, more respondents or more surveys. So that is why, I mean, we should monitor these indicators in server performance and react on the script accordingly. Okay, then there are some updated thresholds behavior which help us to script, I mean, to limit our script within, if we keep our script within those limits, so it will help us with the smooth performance. So recent updates have introduced some stricter controls on the performance thresholds. For example, we have expensive command warnings now occur at around 7 executions, and critical termination may occur around 45 executions. So if this during we have seen it in our stratification stat related issue where the survey was stopped. So if we are placing this stat within our script, it this limit doesn't mean that you should not place 7 straights within the script, but it means like within the one survey, I mean, path, it should not be frequently called, and there should be it should not be into a infinite loop. Uh, so that is why these limits are placed, and critical termination indicators are given for 45 executions. Okay, then these limits are applied per execution path. Okay, as I mentioned that within that execution, it should not be frequently repeated. Okay, and it is not across the entire script. Okay, so even if the script is large, it it only becomes an issue if specific path is too heavy. Okay, and additionally, there are new safeguards for properties such which has a limit of 5,000 questions, 5,000 for per questions, 5,000 properties, and 50,000 properties per survey. Okay, so these are the updated thresholds. then which help us ensure better performance and prevent excessive resource usage. Okay, and then let's move to handling a killed interview. I mean, like our survey which was stopped. So, it was killed by the system. So how we can handle such interviews, that we'll see in this slide. So when critical thresholds are exceeded, I mean, the limits are reached for the critical values, the system may automatically terminate the interview. This is done to protect system performance and prevent further issues impacting the other service. And as we have seen that those those interviews are marked as response code 108, which indicates the forced dropout. Okay, and those interviews can't be started immediately until we fix the script and re-upload it. Okay, republished it. So we have seen that once we corrected the script and republished it, the issue was fixed and we were able to take that interview. Then this script must be, this helps to prevent the repeated performance failures. Okay, so if we rectify the script by looking at the log, it will help us to not repeat the same performance failure again. Okay, so let's see some AUP points and course references. That will be a quick one. I just show it here. Within the Nfield online course, there are some topics given about the metrics. If you go down, diagnostic metrics. So the purpose of the metrics, then metrics can be used in the testing, then during the field work. During the field work, we can monitor the metrics. These are the 4 different types which we discussed. The logs, it explains about the logs as well. And this was the limits which I just wanted to show you all. So for the page complexity matrix, it start logging 40,000. Okay, and the warning which we get is at 500,000. When the value reaches 500,000, critical is at 1 million. Okay, and where see it is mentioned critical kill, it will stop the interview when it reaches to this level. Okay, so for each type there are some limits given, and we should monitor the matrix. It should not reach to these limits. Okay, you can read about it here. So this is the Nfield online course reference, and within the AUP, NIPO acceptable use policy, there are also some details mentioned, so you can refer to those as well. Okay, so as more as you are aware about these things, it will help you script your survey in a better way, which will help to maintain a good performance within the survey. Okay, this is the Nfield AUP which you can refer. Okay, optimizing your questionnaire. So some basic informations are given here, how you should create your script which should not impact your field work. So you should follow these things. You can go through it. Okay, then let's proceed to best practices. So to maintain a good performance, we should follow some key best practices. That is to avoid complex routing and nested logics, as it can hit the expression metrics. Okay. Then limit the expensive commands within the single path, as we have seen that stat command, which was within the infinite loop. So we should not keep such expensive commands in such iterations or infinite loops. So we should be mindful about that. Then keep the state size and expression under the control. Okay, so if you see, I mean, during the testing, you can monitor those things and you can recheck your script, which will be very helpful. Then continuously monitor and optimize fieldwork, which and also make adjustment to the script after the having a look at the log. If any issues are there, you can rectify the script. So this way you can test your script thoroughly before deploying it or before going to the fieldwork. Okay. Any questions?
No, we do not have any questions at this moment.
Okay. All right, that we came to the end of this session. Recording for this session will be available later this week. Okay. And if you have any suggestion for topic, please write to our help desk. So Frank, over to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to make one last remark. This was the last of our updated online academies, which means that we will now start hiding all the outdated academies. You will see here an overview of these academies that are academies 14, 33, 34, 39, 50, and 55. Hiding means that if you have links that are pointing to these academies, means that those links will keep on working. But at some point during the year, we will also remove these academies actively, and then your links will not work anymore. So make sure if you have links pointing to any of these academies that you update your links to the new academies. Those were my remarks. As said, we will have 2 more of these update academies. We will run these in the coming 2 weeks about data files. So talk to you then. Thank you for now. Bye-bye.
Bye everyone. Thanks for joining the session.